Welcome back. All right, so the question that's out there a lot is whether or not the Canucks are for real. My answer to that question has been yes. And today is a good example of why I believe this team is for real. It's a game in Chicago against a Blackhawks team that is near the bottom of the league, standings wise, points percentage, however you look at it. And it has the air of a trap game. And as Canuck fans, we kind of expect this to go the other way. I don't think the Canucks brought their A game today, but they got the 2 points. And I think this is a measure of how the team and the expectations for the team have changed from where they were before the season started. So it's Demko versus Mrazek. Foligno has a chance it's held. Low event hockey through the first 3 minutes. Not a lot going on. Shots are 2-0 for Chicago 3.5 minutes in. Phillips fires one wide as the Hawks press. Bedard had a rush chance that was defended. Reichel has a 3-on-2 shot. That saved. The shots are 4-0 6 minutes in. So the Canucks definitely flat-footed to start. Juleson and Donato get unfriendly. Cole ends up getting a penalty. The Hawks get the power play. It was not a great penalty there by Cole. They cycle. Tyler Johnson fires one high. There's a shorthanded 2-on-1 that helps to finish the kill. The Hawks press not long after it's done, and at 9:59, Foligno scores on what's the 11th shot of the game so far for Chicago from Joey Anderson. So, yeah, 11th shot, buried in close, and the Canucks had one shot on net to that point in the game. So, again, the Canucks come out flat. They're outshot 11-1. They're down 1-0, but they're only down by one is the thing to keep in mind here, right? Canucks look to answer. Radish has a rush chance. That's hell. We get some pushing after that. Canucks press with 8 minutes left. They had a 3-on-1. That misfires. We get a power play for Vancouver. They cycle. Puck leaves the zone, and I put that because it wasn't cleared. They just lost control of it. Power play pretty disjointed, had problems setting up, and it's killed off without a single shot on the net for Vancouver. So again, they're down 1-0. They're being outplayed. Now their power play doesn't look very good, right? Panic stations. Hawks winning some puck battles. Garland has a net feed that hits the post. 3:49 left. The Canucks go back to the power play. They cycle. Miller has a shot that's saved. Besser's is blocked. Kuzmenko has a chance it's held, and then Miller with a fast break that draws a 5-on-3 for 51 seconds. So Hughes has a shot that deflects wide, and then after the 5-on-3 ends, during the 5-on-4, Pettersson scores from Miller and Hronek at 18:13. It was a one-timer on a good cycle. The score's tied at 1. Even though Vancouver's been outplayed a lot to this point, it's fine. It's tied at 1. Murphy gets shaken up and exits on the play. There's a near miss for Joshua moments later. The fans call one. The referee doesn't. Things get punchy with 1:06 left. The Hawks come out of that with a power play. Bedard nearly picks the top corner. The Canucks do clear it out. It's 1-1 after 1. Second period. Murphy returned after exiting in the first period, and then on the power play, late in the power play at 35 seconds, it's Foligno from Bedard and Kurashev. He buries a rebound as they had set up and got the pressure going on that power play. Canucks look to respond. Dickinson has a rush chance that's held. Pettersson near miss on a rebound. The Hawks rush. So again, the Hawks are up 2-1. Feels like they've got some momentum. And then Joshua tips one in at 3:04. Garland and Bluger with the assists. And then on a 2-on-1, Besser wires it at 3:45. Miller and Myers with the assists. So 2 goals in 41 seconds for the Canucks. And suddenly, in a game that, again, it felt like they've been outplayed to that point, they're ahead. And this is where the difference between the good teams and the mediocre teams shows up, to me anyways. Hronek has a shot that deflects wide as the Canucks press for more. The shots are 6-4 Vancouver, 5 minutes in. Post for Garland as they press some more. Power play for the Canucks. Early clear. Besser has a one-timer that's saved. Cleared out after that. Canucks briefly set up. There's a shorthanded rush by Donato, which is held by Demko. That power play is killed off. Donato then has a slot shot. That's held. Zadorov to Miller. There's a near miss there. Dickinson has a rush chance that saved. The Canucks with press with 6.5 minutes left, and they had the momentum after that tying goal. And of course, with the goal afterwards, it gets them the lead. But ever since that 3:04 mark with Joshua with that goal, Canucks with control, and they would add another. Mikheyev, it's a point shot by Myers that deflects in at 15:41, makes it 4-2 in favor of the Vancouver Canucks. Canucks look for another. They would press again in the final minute, and yeah, they're up 4-2 after 2. Looks like they're home and cooled. Now, one thing to keep in mind is the Chicago Blackhawks this year have not won a single game where they've allowed 4 or more goals, which makes sense. Chicago struggles when it comes to producing goals, but I'm going to say this. If the Hawks could add a couple of top 9 forwards who have some scoring acumen, I think this is a team that could win some games from here. That being said, third period, Joey Anderson not on the Hawks bench. I didn't see exactly what happened there or why he wasn't there, but he wasn't on the Hawks bench. Demko holds with Tyler Johnson on the doorstep, so this is where things get a little bit hairy, right? Because you're up by 2, but are you going to just sit back? Power play for Chicago, there's an early clear. Canucks prevent a setup. There's a shorthanded rush by Mikheyev. That's saved, and they do kill off that power play. Not much momentum for Chicago there. Besser's denied as the Canucks press. The fans call one. The referee doesn't. That was the second time that happened in the game. Zadorov then had a fight with Reese Johnson. More like Zadorov decided Reese Johnson's hit on Pettersson not going to fly. So this is something Canuck fans are going to be happy about, that Zadorov jumped to the defense of Pettersson after he takes a hit from Reese Johnson. However, Zadorov gets 17 minutes of penalties on the time at the time, and so that puts Chicago back on the power play due to the instigator being called on Zadorov. So there's an early clear. However, at 6:44, Chicago would score. Gutman, it's wired far corner on zone entry. Bedard and Beauvillier with the assist. So Beauvillier with an assist against the team that traded him not too long ago. And of course, that's the second assist of the game for Bedard. The Hawks then press for the tying goal. The shots are 4-2 for Chicago at 9.5 minutes. There's a near miss for Höglander on a rebound as the Canucks get some zone time. Foligno has a rush chance, that's blocked. Reese Johnson's denied as the question came up of, so if Reese Johnson tied this, he didn't. Reichel fires one wide as the Hawks are getting some pressure. The Canucks then press as well with 6 minutes left. We go a long stretch without a whistle, which of course favors the team with the lead, and in this case that'd be Vancouver. Bedard to Foligno, that gets blocked. The goalie pull would happen with 1:25 left. The Canucks fail to clear the Hawks cycle. Tyler Johnson has a shot that's held, and with 53.7 seconds left, the Hawks call a timeout to discuss. The Canucks failed to clear twice. So if this was against a team that is one of the top teams in the league, I don't know if you survive that. I think that the fact that the Hawks, they get that pressure late, they're not able to tie it. Either way, the Canucks come out of this with the victory. They win this one 4-3. They go to 21-9-2. They're now 5-0-1 in their last 6. Chicago 9-20-1 with the loss in regulation. So for Chicago, this long season continues, but good attendance in Chicago. Chicago and Vancouver, their next game will be in Vancouver. They released some tickets to that for fans of the Canucks, but lower bowl starts at, it's over $300. I'm like, nah. Anyways, so the Canucks win this one on the road. Impressive win, and again, impressive because they didn't bring their A game. I didn't feel like the Canucks played their absolute best, and I think the shots show that. Shots are 13-5 Chicago in the first, 14-9 Vancouver in the second, 8-6 Vancouver in the third. Final shots 28-27 for Chicago. Power plays, Vancouver 1 for 4, Chicago 2 for 4, and I believe they said this is the first time Chicago's had more than one power play goal in a game this season. Hits 10 apiece. One thing to keep in mind is because the Hawks were 2 for 4 on the power play, they only had one goal 5-on-5. So 5-on-5 play for the Canucks pretty good, but they do need to do a little bit of work on that penalty kill. Demko 25 saves on 28 shots, and Mrazek 23 saves on 27 shots. Good game, entertaining game, and yeah, I mean the Canucks again getting a win here for Chicago. They're in the tank for Celebrini, at least. That's where they're at in the standings. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And for anybody who's going to ask, because I know people always ask when I wear this, where'd you get that Canucks jersey? I'm glad it's very similar to the Abbotsford jersey that's worn, but this was a fashion jersey they had years back at the Canucks store, and I got the last one, and I haven't seen it again since, so I was very fortunate. But thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.